You showrunners reveal how they decided on Joe Goldberg's, Penn Badgley, fate at the end of Season 5. Following a turbulent Season 4, the final season takes Joe back to New York with Kate, Charlotte Ritchie, by his side, but when Kate's company is threatened, Joe decides to take things into his own hands. Meanwhile, his karma is catching up with him in the shape of someone new. Instead of letting Joe off the easy way, the Season 5 ending sees him tasting his own medicine by landing in, essentially, a cage when he's put in prison. In an interview with TV Insider, co-showrunners Michael Foley and Justin W. Lowe talked about how they came up with Joe's endgame. Foley explained that the final chapter was always going to bring him back to New York, and that they had decided a long time ago that Joe will face some of those people whose lives he ruined, and the idea of Joe dying in the end was one of the possibilities. Check out Foley's comments below. When asked whether there was a debate about Joe dying in the end, Lowe confirmed that they had the idea in mind for a few months, before changing to Joe being isolated in a maximum security prison. He also touched upon whether Joe could escape from prison, shutting the door on the possibility. Read his comments below. What the showrunners' comments mean for Yu's ending. Joe got what he deserved. Joe being irredeemable has been fully demonstrated in the previous seasons, following the blood trails he left and exploring the lives that he has destroyed. While Joe seems to be in a position of power and control at the beginning of Season 5, what he cannot escape is his karma. In the same interview, the showrunners also talked about the idea of Bronte molding herself after Joe to catfish him, which essentially translates to Joe falling in love with himself. Despite the fact that the antagonist doesn't die in the end, the showrunners' comments clarify that Season 5 ending is about making sure Joe gets what he deserves, which is isolation and captivity, some of the worst things he has done to his own victims. This also means that it's unlikely for the series to follow up with a sequel in which Joe escapes prison. He is where he deserves to be at the end of his story, and there is nothing further to explore with him. Our take on Joe's fate in the Season 5 finale. Exposing Joe is a team effort. Joe Goldberg looks to the side in Season 5. It's been clear since the reveal of Marianne's captivity in Season 4 that Joe won't get a happy ending. What Marianne and Nadia failed to achieve essentially paved the way for what later would be Joe's downfall in the final season, because it created a demand for justice at the hands of those whose lives he has destroyed. The ultimate capture and imprisonment of Joe is a group effort, coming from the women who were and are in his life. Furthermore, the season also strips away his Prince Charming pretense to reveal the monster beneath and the true degree of his illusions, which makes the last couple of episodes powerful moments of clarity. Similar to the women in Joe's life, viewers have been under his spell in previous seasons as the story in You is told through his eyes until the very end. By keeping him firmly in prison, the show makes it clear that he is not someone to be respected.